not slept at all, but I did get some things down in writing in a manner where other people can see and understand it. So I'm just going to walk you through this fast. I'm not going to take any questions just yet, but I will come back later with more expanding on it, okay? But I felt like it was important for you to see what I was trying to say, like actually see it, okay? So here's the date in question. This date was on Ezekiel 24, verse 2, basically, but 1 and 2, right? This was the date on there, but it was a 9 instead. So it was basically this was the date that was on there. Theoretically, long story short, this was the date in Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 2, but it was basically saying, I mean, verse 1 and 2, but it was saying, name this day. It wasn't telling you what that day was. It told you to name it. Long story short, I decided I was gonna, try to name the day. So when I saw it, I went, oh, that's nine. It was ninth year, 10th day, 10th month. So I then looked at that and went, I'm going to name it, but it was already 911. So you can't, you know what I mean? It was like it was already named by humanity. So I put that in the calculator, okay? Once I put the 9/11/2001 in the calculator, I then put the exact date that was in Ezekiel chapter 24. I put that date. So both dates was a combination of the same date. Like this one was what it was if I would have named it. And this one right here is what it was actually on the paper. Okay. Here's some things you just got to know. 1, 1, 2, 4, 6. That's a 6. So that means 116, right? But watch this. 9/11 is the same. You see what I'm saying? It's flip-flopped. So technically it's 666 because that's what the extra ones mean. You can flip-flop them, okay? And I'm going to show you how because on October 4th, I don't remember the year, Pope Gregory somebody said, let this day be October 15th, but it was really only October 4th. So he added 11 magical days onto the calendar. Okay. So keep that in the back of your mind. But that's how you can flip these. They go back and forth because they added 11 magical days into the calendar on October 4th something. It was a long time ago. But it was Pope Gregory. It was when they brought about the Gregorian calendar. Okay. This is a verified dates. The day that marriage was legalized, and then the day that abortion was made illegal. When you do that same type of gematria, which is basically just able to flip it on its head, right? That's all it is being able to say that it's the opposite. So above, so opposite below. So this one is 6, 2. I'm just bringing the numbers down. Look, 6, 2, 6, 2. And then this is 5 plus 1, 6. So it literally comes out to 62626. And then this one is 6/24, 2022. That one literally comes out to 666. You see that? And then this one, it was exact, like when you add these up, the amount of time in between is exactly this. Okay? Now, remember I said it was the memory of Fatima. I don't know if it's real or not. One thing God told me when I do come back after I get some sleep, we gotta stop judging and attacking. Even not me. Someone said Fatima is of a demon. I don't know that. All I can go by is facts, and facts is Fatima was a documented. It's not me to judge if it was a demon or not in that case. I don't know. I wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? So we got to stop doing that. I asked for people to challenge me in these numbers too, and they're trying to challenge my character instead. This is what God meant about the saints was going to persecute the saints. Okay, anyways, let me get back to this. Well, anyways, the Fatima anniversary is exactly that right now. From the, so them between them is that amount of time. So there's that number. There's the full week of full year of weeks. There's the 7 years. Okay. Then we got Ezekiel 24, 1 and 2. That's the one where I was telling you, I was looking at it and it said, name this day. This is what I'm looking at. I'm like, I can't name something that already exists. So that's how that came about. So I put that in the calculator. I put from that day to that day. And it came up. Oh, that's what it was. Look, 91101. And then we got 116, which now it's flippable. Now, why is it flippable? I ain't doing no hoodoo with the flippable. Don't get me wrong, gematria is a real thing, but it's just basically the hoodoo sound of what they actually did to the calendar. Cause no, all they did was put the thing on the calendar, moved it over 2 spots, thereby subtracting or add. At that point, it was adding 11 days. They ain't do nothing hoodoo-ish. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully you have a clear enough mind, though. Let's not judge. Let's forgive it all. It's all but a game anyways. God is real and he loves us anyhow, okay? So that's 9/11, 11/6. So it's flippable. So that really does come out to 666 and 999. But here's where it get interesting. So I read Matthew 24. Somebody even went on there and said, you got to call Matthew this. Come on, guys. If y'all keep persecuting each other, y'all going to be mad when I get to the end of this study because I get why God said, many of you, I'm going to say, depart from me. I know you not, you worker of iniquity. Like, go look up Acts chapter 20. I don't know what verse it is, but he literally says people gonna rise up and try to dull the truth, like dilute the truth, trying to lead you astray, making something not the point that wasn't the point. This is all a worship to God. Let's be proud of each other for trying to worship God through studying, because that's what this is. He told me I can't figure out his dates because he's the word, right? So he created dates by looking at their magic. That's what he said to me. And their magic is all that lunar calendar stuff. You know what I mean? Even the concept of looking for darkness is their magic because God said we're children of the light. We really are. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay. So then, according to the story, we kind of was led because nobody know what day it is. None of us really know what day it is because of what they did when they added 11 days to the date back in the Gregorian calendar. But there's a Bible verse for that. He said that he would even think to change the dates. He really did. Okay. So when the queen's funeral, which was when she went through the arch, y'all know that arch she went through, right? That's when she went through. It was on that day. Okay. So that meant she went into the afterlife, right? That was, hold on, wait. From there to this date, right, is 21 days. If you go to Daniel, an angel comes to Daniel and says, I was trying to get to you from the moment you prayed, but I couldn't get there because I had to fight off, I think it was the Prince of Persia for 21. He held me captive for 21 days. There go to 21. Now we got that there. And it's actual dates, right? Okay, so we're here. The next one was plus 75. Okay. I got to take you over to the other calendar so you can understand this one. But let's look at this. 10-10, right? So that would be basically the good morning, love. 10-10 would basically be the moment that the abyss opens. And that's another thing. Not even the abyss. God says, stop saying that. He said, if we keep looking for their magic, we gonna find their magic. He said, this is should be, if I'm correct, like if this is real, this should be the day millions of people just disappear. He said that's the real miracle that happens first, is that millions of people gonna disappear that day. And while we're gone, they probably gonna say it was aliens or Enoch or something, something along those lines. They usually do that kind of stuff, but you gonna have to know who the daddy is in order to get home, okay? So here we go. So from 10:10, right? 62 days. Now that's another thing. If it's not the like abyss, oh, that's another thing. God said that was also going to be the day that they drop a new. You know what I mean? You know what a new is. They talking about it everywhere. I should be able to say it. They saying it every chance they get. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? God was showing me that that's also the day that will happen, because they're going to try to cover up the two. You get what I'm saying? But they're going to explain our departure through Enoch kind of thing, okay? But remember what I told y'all before. God said those that are more concerned with eternal life, you better check your heart. Love is the key to heaven. Like eternal life, you ain't supposed to care about necromancy anyways. So here we go. So 62 days. So the reason why I'm telling you about the 62 days, because in Daniel, it's the time to rebuild Jerusalem. So that means this would also be the time that to get, to destroy it. Now, here's the thing. According to Ezekiel 24, okay, according to Ezekiel 24, which we all read together, that's why, that's another thing. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all about every single thing we did together, because that's the miracle. How many coincidences am I supposed to deny? Like, how many of these gotta come up money or, bells for it to possibly be true? You get what I'm saying? I don't know. But the effort is worth something. You know what I mean? Like, the effort is worth something. It's fun. Okay, so here we go. This is 62 days. All right. And in Ezekiel 24, this was the day that the king of Babylon set his face against Jerusalem. But you know what God says about that, right? If you set your face against me, I set my face against you. So in contrast, we could also say that date up there, or even possibly this one. I'm gonna go show y'all on there. But this date right here, that also is the date that the king of Jerusalem set his face against the king of Babylon. You get what I'm saying? So we can't just think about who's bigger than the beast. He just messed with the king of Jerusalem. That is his land. Uh-oh, watch out now. God told me to tell y'all, if anybody come with cruise ships talking about the place, even I don't care if this land is nuked, and they come here and they talk about we got cruise ships that's gonna take you somewhere else to keep you safe, you better not go nowhere. You better get as far away from the ground zero, but you better stand your ground on your land. You better not be listening to these people talking about because you the chosen people, they gonna come get you in cruise ships and carry you off. You better read that Bible. That Bible say I'm gonna carry you off again in cruise ships if you don't pay attention. He didn't say to EJ, he said, I'm going to carry you off again. So you might want to pay attention to that part. Okay, okay, we got to go over here to this one. All right, so remember what I said about this. This was 62 days to get to there. Now we're going to the calendar. I got a big bean bag in the middle of the floor. But that's how I get comfortable. But now we're over at the other one. Remember what I told you. Gematria is not no hoodoo, right? Here's the scientific understanding of what they did. Now, mind you, it was for hoodoo purposes, but it's still just a simple moving it over there, moving it over there. That's all it is. So when time began, this month right here was the 7th month. That's why you see that 7 there, right around. So when it started, this month right here was the 7th month, okay? But when they changed the calendar, right? When they changed the calendar, they changed it to the 9th month. That's what happened, okay? So if we think by God's terms, it would be 7. This will be the 7th month, okay? And then now that would make this the 8th month. Remember what I said? That would make this the 8th month. Okay. Now, so you see it right there. But because we're in 2022, this is it was the 9th month last month, and now we're into the 10th month. Okay? You with me? So you see that. Now, if this remained the 7th month, if it would have remained if things would have been how they properly should have been, it would have been 7, 8, 9, 10. So December would have been the 10th month if things would have remained the way they were, right? But God is a timeless God. And if you read the story of the two witnesses, you see it really was at Christmas time that they did all this. You get what I'm saying? So it may not be Monday. It may be along these lines, okay? But I really feel like it is. I'm about to show you why. All right, so remember what I said about how they added 11 days to the calendar, okay? So on October 4th, they just magically said, hey, it's now October 15th. You get what I'm saying? That was how they created the whole Gregorian calendar deal, okay? So with that being said, hold on, it's very, and I have not slept at all. Y'all, I haven't slept at all. Have not even a wink. And today is my daughter's first homecoming dance. So I decided I was going to try to do this real quick so that I can get at least a minute of shut-eye, so that I can enjoy this day with her. So, okay, back to this. So now you see here, that's the 8th month, okay? You see here, that's the 9th month, 10th month, right? But if this was a 7, this would be the 8th month, right? So if this was stage 7, this right here would be the 8th month, okay? Now, God told me that people, because of division and racism, people are trying to deny the atrocity of slavery. He said, in order to pay any of this attention, like we gotta plug that part in order to see it. He said, we just have to. Because I didn't really want to. I'm like, I don't want to be the slavery person. Because you remember I always said, if black people was the people of God, then honestly, we ain't do it right. We messed up something. You get what I'm saying? Or we wouldn't be in this situation right now. But the first slave, it was 4 slaves. They landed here on 8/20. Listen to that. 8/20. Y'all heard me. 8/20 of 16/19. Y'all heard, remember that over there where it was like 116 and 99911? Okay, so they landed here on 8/20. Y'all got to understand that too. Remember I told you they added 11 days. So we subtract 11 days. We back at 10/10. We back at 10/10, y'all. How did we get back at 10/10 in the real world? Now, mind you, I started this study without looking at any of their dates. I didn't pay attention to their dates at all. I literally just went looking to see what God said about the defining of the word day. And then you know what God told me? After all this was done and I've been up all night, he literally said, baby, didn't I tell you they was going to try to deceive you? Why you think the number one thing they say is don't nobody know the date? Because don't nobody ever go after the definition of a word. And he said, he showed me another one. He said, that's why they laugh at you when you calculate the dates. But if you would knew to define the word, because God was the word, they know you were doing it exactly. Like he even said in the beginning, what he was the word was God, and word was with God, right? Every single, like the word doesn't contradict because the definitions of words are just what they are. Okay. But y'all do see how that day, now let's go back to that. So the day the first slaves landed on this earth, on this continent, which in the Bible, right where it says they got to be gathered up, right? It just got to happen. It had said they were, I think it was carried off to the land that was symbolically called Egypt and Sodom Gomorrah. It didn't call it Egypt. It said symbolically called Egypt and Sodom Gomorrah. And that made me go, okay. And then it went on to say, this is the place their Lord was crucified. It sounded like to me, if somebody tried to come get you from right where you at, the truth is we home, it sounds like. Because ain't nobody getting me. I'm not leaving. I ain't got nowhere to go. I don't know nobody in Africa. I'm staying my butt right here. So I'm a trip, but it's the truth. So I'm just putting it out here. This is the truth, okay? But I don't want anybody to be, thinking that, because God told me it ain't about being black. Because after a while, it's now, once Christ came, it was more about who's for loving and forgiving. That's what it became about. He said once Christ came. Because see, remember before I was messing up because I was looking at the Elijah story. But this right here is the Christ story, y'all. Right? And God said, once Christ came, all the people became God's people, Gentiles and Jew alike, through the concept of forgiveness. I just want to make sure y'all understand that. I don't want anyone to be thinking, but the purpose is the show about forgiveness, because he said, like, this whole thing happened so that people would know I loved you. That's special. Okay, he loves us. So that means there's a rescue coming. All right. Praise God. But we got to know Christ in order to accept the rescue. If we care more about necromancy, raising from the dead, versus the principle of Christ's mission, which was to fulfill the will of his Father. Like, here we go. I'm not Christ. Don't get me wrong. Please, no, I ain't saying nothing like that. But I technically, too, am doing the exact same thing he did. Wrong. Right? Don't they tell you, don't say no dates? Don't say no dates. Who you think you are? Only God know the dates. Well, they did the same thing to him, except for all they said to him was, don't you be saying you forgive them. Only God forgive. Same doggone thing. There you go. So the same, that phone want to mess up. Same thing that Christ did is the exact same thing I'm doing right now. Only difference is I ain't got to die for it. Why? Because forgiveness came into the land. You get what I'm saying? But the exact same thing. Like they said to him, don't forgive. You can't be telling people you forgive, the Father in heaven forgive you. You can't be doing that. Who you think you are, God? So they killed Christ, right? I'm sitting here talking about, I know dates. Don't nobody know dates except for God in heaven. Who you think you is, God? No, I'm just sitting here having a good time by myself. God talking to me, right? And we going on a little scavenger hunt together. And then but here's the beauty. Instead of trying to judge, how about has anyone noticed it? I came to this conclusion the moment I actually the one who thinks she could hear him, when I finally started listening to him say their magic will never find my dates. I am the Word, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. The beginning and the end. That's why a rainbow showed up when she passed. Because it's over. All that we've been dealing with, all the manipulation, all the mental illness that has been being inflicted upon all races of people, right? It is over now. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So I don't know what day it's happening. Like, you do see, the reason why I'm going for this one is because this is the one that coincides, like it is the exact same day. 8/20 was when the first ones came here. But remember, when it comes to this part of the calendar, you got to subtract 11 days real quick because they added a random 11. I'll run back over here and show y'all This last piece, and then I'm gonna try to lay down. I praise God for y'all, but start loving on each other more. It is, we don't know. Here's the thing: what we really got to start saying, we don't know. We don't know other people's intent, nor their level of education, right? Nor their, like, I could be slow, and people trying to attack your character for doing the thing that they say you ought not. That's all. And here we go. I was picking with Mr. Steve Fletcher, but I actually love his videos. He's the reason why I learned how to do this kind of stuff. You know, that how the rules work for flipping it. And you know what I mean? He's the one who introduced me to all that. So, like, honestly, we got to drop the spirit of offense and realize we're all God's children. Even the worst of us, we don't know. We've all been deceived. Some of us been deceived to think that they're bigger than they are, and others have been deceived to be afraid to show anybody how big they are. Or whatever the case may be. Y'all, we got to stop that. That's why I've lost all my friends, because I can't deal with that part. I don't know, that part for me, that's a rough part. Especially when I ain't doing nothing but trying to worship my Father. And this is the way I worship him. By spending time with him, thumbing through his words, trying to understand him. That's how I worship him. Sitting with him. Challenging him. The fact he said, "Hey, human, name this day." I'm over here like, yeah, I'm going to name the day then. You said this my realm. The day was already named. I couldn't name it. So, hey, I will, and now here we go. I'm going to say this again, but I hope y'all will reevaluate before you answer. Please challenge me in the dates. Here we go. If I am going crazy, I'd like somebody to say, well, look at this verse. That's how you challenge me in the dates, like it's a courtroom. It doesn't have to be an attack. You create an attack. Once we gone, because I'm out. I'm in this number. I know I'm in this number, okay? But once we gone, if we can't have a conversation about whatever is testy, yeah, it's they gonna persecute you and guillotine you. But if you can do like Christ did and have a meal with the tax collector and the prostitute, because that's what he did. That's what he did. The one lady running around cleaning up, trying to serve him. The other lady washing his feet with her hair, putting oil on his feet with her hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Who are you to judge? I'm sorry, that makes me so angry because I'm doing this over the free will. This is literally the love of God that would make me even go through any of this. Come on, we could do better, y'all. We days away, it looked like. Definitely by Christmas. It looked like, according to and that's another thing. He miraculously gave me a calendar. Like miraculously, like literally had me sitting there painting and told me it was the earth. And at that point, I'm thinking, I don't even understand it's the earth. And he said, you better recognize it's 12 dimensions. If there's anything, he said, forget if it's round or flat, it's 12 dimensions. And then that was like 6-7 months ago, maybe even longer. And now I see that it literally does decode the whole Hebrew Gregorian calendar thing. Like how many miracles do you need to stop criticizing? Like, or better yet, because it's a miracle to me, because I ain't that smart. Okay? So maybe you got to be in my shoes, but still stop criticizing. You have no clue what's going on. Let me tell you, let me hit you with a Christ word. Until your righteousness outweigh that of the Pharisees, you shall surely never enter the kingdom of heaven. How about that one? How about I hit you with that verse if we want to say how we address verses? Make sure that your righteousness outsees. And you know what, God, and I'm just gonna say it. God showed me some things. Someone else said, how about we get out, stop worrying about that and get outside and do this. Go back and look at my videos. It hurts, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm about to cry up. But go back and look at my videos. I do get out there and do the unthinkable things. to find out what's going on in this world. I've lost every single body I've loved because my heart has been set on helping people prepare for the worst time in human history. Feeling like it's like one of that moment. What if Harriet says she wasn't gonna help? Harriet Tubman said, "No, I ain't gonna help." But instead, to get there, and it's rough. It's rough, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm shaking. Okay. Anyways, make sure if there's someone in your life, and I got to go work on this too. I'm going to go to sleep and work on forgiving that part because I got to forgive it too. Forgive all parts. Everybody we all stupid. Every last one of us don't know where we came from. Every last one of us woke up here one day. But I'll tell you this, with all my struggles and strife I've had in this world, I'm grateful because I like me. And I think he likes me too. I think he does. And to check my resume, yeah, I've basically given up everything for God. And when I say everything, and I mean everything, like even, I didn't even bury my daddy on the right day. Like, let the dead bury their dead. I didn't deal with, like, my husband got to go. Like, come on. We don't know people's lives. We don't know. So how about go watch the videos and watch the transformation? Maybe because God did, I asked God, why you choose a wretch like me? And he said, because you you such a fool that if you know something, then they might believe, which he's right. All these miracles, these are miracles. There ain't no way in the world I was supposed to find that by finally doing the thing he told me to do, which was define the word date. So I don't know. Maybe nothing happened. It'd be funny. It was fun, but y'all took the fun out of it. I love y'all. I'll be back when I get some rest. Bye.